Hey there, this is Fufski coming to you from New York. I'm currently at Jackson Heights, Queens. This is the new neighborhood that I recently moved into, and it's a very diverse neighborhood. This area that I'm at, though, is mostly a Latin American neighborhood, so a lot of restaurants you find here are Latin American, and also a lot of them are on the smaller end, such that you cannot even find them on Yelp. This is a Salvadoran restaurant, so they serve Salvadoran food. I have never had any Salvadoran food before, aside from the Pupusa, so I decided to check this one out. You know, sometimes I just walk around in my neighborhood, I check out some of the restaurant, it looks decent, I check out the menu, it's interesting, so I decided to give it a try. This one, like I said, I cannot find them on Yelp, but I could find it on Google review. It seems to have decent reviews, and the menu looks decent, and it's close to my home, so I decided to give it a try. All right, let's go find out. So now I'm seated at this restaurant. This restaurant is called Mi Pequeño El Salvador restaurant, so it's my little El Salvador. So, well, it serves Salvadorian food, right? So I look at the menu. I think the menu is fairly expensive for a Salvadorian restaurant. I had some Salvadorian food, but they're confined to pupusa. So I only had pupusa before. I want to try something else, and this menu has plenty of that. Finally, we have all our food. Look at this, it's a feast. We order quite a few of the small selections, and they all come at the same time. So it's quite a sight to behold. All right, so the first one we're getting is this one, Enchilada. This is kind of interesting. I had enchilada from Mexico before, but the Mexican version of enchilada, it's like wrapped in this masa dough. So it kind of like looks like a tiny burrito of sorts, but this one looks like a tostada, but it's called enchilada. So, okay, I think this is pretty much a tostada. Just look at the size of this thing. We have shredded beef here, some carrots, onions, pickled radish, and cheese on top. This entire piece is $5, and look at it, it is humongous. It's not exactly the same as a Mexican tostada. The tortilla at the bottom, it is actually thicker than a tostada chip. It's almost like a gordita, that type of thickness. It's not exactly a thin piece. It's a thicker piece, but still has a crisp to it, and it has this shredded beef, which is quite flavorful. It's such a feat to eat this. I'm yet to get the cheese and the shredded radish. Oh, it's so easy to lose balance on this one. Of course, it gets all messy over the plate. All right, next up we have this pupusa. We have 3 pieces here. One is revuelta, another is the zucchini with cheese, another is chicharron with cheese. So pupusa is one of the most iconic food of El Salvador. So if you think of Salvadorian food, that's the first thing that comes to your mind, that is pupusa. It's kind of like the taco equivalent of El Salvador. So basically it is this thing. This entire thing is made with masa dough. So it's basically like a tortilla, but it's sealed inside. So like you have filling inside of it, like a stuffed tortilla. That's the way I can put it. I'm not quite sure which is which, but I'll find out once I take a bite. This is zucchini with cheese. Oh, it's delicious. The cheese is a bit salty and quite substantial, and you have the small zucchini slices in there. And the dough itself is being pan fried to crisp, so we have that a little bit of that char flavor, and the entire dough has that nice aroma from the masa. It is simple, but it's good. Next up, we have another pupusa. Oh, look at that! You have that glistening fat here. Mostly cheese here. This one is revuelta, so cheese with refried beans. The beans are mashed up pretty small, so you don't taste a lot of it. But still, I get a little bit of it. To be honest, the beans here, not a whole lot, but you can taste a little bit of it. And the cheese is not as salty as the one I had before. So here we have the last pupusa. So this one has to be queso con chicharron. So chicharron with cheese. This one is actually kind of similar to the revuelta before. You don't see a lot of this chicharron here. I thought it's gonna be like some crispy stuff inside. No, it's not. It might be some like mashed up, shredded, small pieces, not even pieces anymore. It's just basically mashed up, shredded pork meat inside of this. Not a whole lot, but this too tastes like quite similar to me for some reason. I don't know how is this done at other places, but at this places, I can see is that the chicharron and revuelta tastes like quite similar, which is kind of strange. They're both like shredded to small pieces. The dough is nice. I like zucchini one the best. Oh, and I almost forgot for pupusa, there is this two things to pair. So one is this cabbage, another is like sauce, a spicy sauce. I'm gonna try a little bit. This thing is really oily. I mean, that's one thing about Mesoamerican food, Central American food, be it taco, or pupusa, or tostada, or enchilada, or anything else. Once you eat this, just expect your hands to get all greased up. But anyways, let me get some of the pickle here. I think I'm gonna like open this up. I'm gonna open this up a little bit. I'm gonna just use hand, actually. It works better for me in that sense. Some sauce. Let's see if there's any difference out of this one. It's tomato salsa. Very refreshing, slightly acidic, not spicy at all. So next up we have this one, Pastel de Carne. It's not empanada, but kind of looks like empanada. So there's meat inside. Pastel means cake, so it's like meat cake. I don't know why they call this cake, but well, there you have it. That is super crispy, super crunchy. Some meat inside, well seasoned. Feels kind of like a empanada, but more hardcore. It's more fried, more crispy. The shell is also a bit thicker, or because maybe the overall size is smaller, so it makes the shell thicker. The meat is inside, very crunchy. It's good. Inferno empanada. There is also a side dish, but that's basically just some pickle, cabbage, radish, tomato, and cucumber. Nothing special. Okay, so next up we have here is called Salpicón. So it is a shredded beef salad. I think it's originated in southern Spain, but I mean, I have never seen it in Spain myself, probably because I haven't been to southern Spain. But also this is my first time seeing it ever in any Latin American restaurant, so a first for me. I think the Latin American twist here, or the Salvadoran twist, is that it has this tortilla. Let me try a little bit this by itself though. So there are some, is that cilantro or parsley, shredded beef? It's a cold dish. You know, like the chicken salad or egg salad, whatever salad is sold in the supermarket in a plastic box in the fridge. It sort of tastes like that. Yeah, so the beef is completely shredded into fine pieces, so it's very soft and easy to chew. There are some onions, some cilantro for some refreshness, and there is also a lime, I should say. Yeah, but basically this is not horribly different from what you get from the supermarket in the cold form. It's not bad, it's just, you know, I was expecting something a little different, or I should say, I don't know what to expect. So maybe that's just the way it is, you know, just sort of like a cold salad thing. I get this on the tortilla, so let me try this. Cold salad with a room temperature flatbread. I mean, nothing much to talk about, but you know, it's fine. Okay, I just look at the menu again, and the salpicón, the salad thing has boiled egg inside, and that's why I feel like it tastes like the salad from the supermarket, because they have the chopped up boiled egg that kind of binds the thing together. I was like, hey, you know, like there's something like this type of feel that kind of binds stuff together, and that's the boiled egg there. But anyways, moving on to the next one. This one we have is Tamale de elote con queso y crema, which is Tamale, which this is what tamale is. Elote is corn, so this is basically like this corn thing, steamed maybe, with cheese and cream. Cream is on the side, so the cheese might be inside. So I had similar things of this like across Latin America, and this is also like one of the pre-Columbian indigenous food consumed across the continent, right? So in Ecuador, you call this humidas, here you call it tamal. Basically corn sort of like mashed or ground it to like powder or paste and form this, and you steam it, kind of like a rice cake, but a corn cake in this case. Oh, look at it, very substantial. I don't know if there's cheese in it. I'm not quite sure if there's cheese in it. Probably there isn't. It tastes like a mild sweetness. And the texture is quite soft, like a cake. It is basically a corn cake. Just look at how dense that is. Oh, it is very good. Okay, let me try a little bit of this with the dipping, which is, well, in this case, it has to be cream and cheese together. Oh, it's quite thick. Oh, that is good. Thick and creamy, as you expect. Usually I don't eat out of the tip of the knife, but this time I do. Yep, you do taste a little bit cheesy flavor in it, but it's very mild, mostly just the cream. But the cream is good. I mean, I like this already, but with this cream, I like it better. Cream with sweets can't be bad, it has to be good. Okay, so moving on, next one, this is quite interesting. It is called Chilate con Nuegados. So this is Nuegados, this thing like fried plantain and cassava. with this. This is a sweet thing, so I suppose it might be syrup. But this is Chilate. It's basically a drink that's made with chocolate, rice, sugar, and cinnamon, and water. This one has some Maya influence, I suppose. Not sure what to expect here. Let me drink this. I think maybe it's not as thick. This round little black thing here, I think that's all spice. It kind of tastes like a cinnamon plus clove plus nutmeg combined, so it's that, but it says the cinnamon. As for this drink itself, it's actually like not a lot of chocolate flavor, not a lot of spice flavor. It's different than what I expected. It's mostly like a rice drink. This is really like a rice drink, mostly rice here. And maybe you have like a touch of really mild, almost indiscernible chocolate in here. But this is really sweet, so I suppose this is one of the reasons this thing is mild. And let me get you this one. I think this is banana. It's just a very sweet banana with a drink. This reminds me of a Colombian dessert type of thing. It's called matamore. Matamore. Yeah, it's sort of like that. It's what we call it sailor's food because they stay on boat for a long time and that's kind of what they drink. And what would they eat? I was like, well, they probably won't be very happy because of the flavor. Okay, also a piece of this. This is better. This is fried yuca pieces. I actually kind of like this one just by itself. It's quite sweet on the outside, but inside you still have a little bit like the fried yuca feel to it. So it's a bit savory inside. So savory on the inside, sweet on the outside. And again, quite hearty, quite filling. This item, I like it. All right, we have just finished our meal at this Salvadoran restaurant. The restaurant is now closed, and I had a little bit of leftover to take home. This restaurant, well, I like it as a mom and pop near where I live. It's simple and it's good, and I complete my checklist of Salvadoran food. This is Fufski. I make videos about food and travel. If you like this type of video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Ciao.